Howdy folks, your Princess character Ayana here, and you are all beautiful. First off, apologies for the mood lighting, my overhead bulb blew, maybe this looks better, I don't know, but it's how the video is going to look today. Speaking of things that aren't beautiful though. So Cyberpunk is an RPG that was made, actually sorry folks, no, I'm not doing that this week. This is bad writing, I know, but I wanted this to be so damn brilliant. I spent a grand total of 2 hours with this before I requested a refund on Steam, and I am feeling so bummed. Join me on my journey through Cyberpunk. So, Cyberpunk wasn't doing all that well right out of the gate, was it? Pre-release news had it apparently causing photosensitive seizures and only allowing the use of pre-approved PC footage for reviews. Not good signs. There were many reports of bugs and the usual showing of bizarre zealots for a product they haven't even played yet that some holy grail day one patch would fix all of them. Hell, it'll probably cure the Rona while we're at it. This translated into an amazing launch experience where, having already preloaded 50 gig, I was forced to spend an hour downloading another 7 gig patch. How fun. Funny story though, I mentioned this on Twitter and I got dragged by this dude who has no mutuals, so evidently just found me while he was searching Cyberpunk, and he had this really weird flex about working 60 hours a week. Dude, that flex only works on your presumably imaginary wife. Then we get into the game and the first thing I come across is, and you know what, I'm going to give CG Projekt Red far more credit than they deserve here, the worst mishandling of attempting to be trans-friendly I have ever seen. Characters can pick their genitals irrespective of their body type. Yay! And then you had to go and tie pronouns to a voice tone. Now, I will say first of all, for anyone watching who just isn't interested in this kind of thing, I'm not going to rant the entire rest of this video about trans issues, but I do want to make it clear why this is a problem. I am genderqueer, which is a form of non-binary. Essentially, I fall broadly under the trans umbrella. I use gender-neutral pronouns. You see them at the start of every video. Now, gender-neutral pronouns are not an option here, which, fine, whatever. I mean, Call of Duty managed it this year, but apparently this giant RPG that's been so many years in development can't. Whatever. If for some reason I am not able to pick gender-neutral pronouns and I can't call myself princess like all my friends do, I tend to use female pronouns because I'm more femme-leaning on the genderqueer spectrum. Does my voice sound in any way feminine to any of you? No? And yet I can't pick my pronouns because of that. Again, we're not going to rant on this topic all day, but I just want to point out that I am being extremely nice by calling this, at best, extremely misguided and poorly executed. CDPR, we have all seen your Twitter account and the half apologies you've made for certain comments on there. You need to start doing better. Also, while there's a microphone in front of me, folks, trans rights. I said it. Now, moving on. I got into the game, and for the first 5 or 10 minutes, it was pretty okay, actually. So there are a couple of little niggles. One, the sound engine seems to be very slightly off-center to me, which was weird, but okay. And we still have that Witcher 3 thing where I've been given dialogue options, but essentially there was no choice to them, and only one of them actually furthers the conversation. It's okay, but I was hoping for better. I start to get a grip on what's happening, and it's all very cyberpunky. I work for this guy, he wants me to take down a rival, check. The rival's goons catch me talking to a character my character has a history with and they kick me out of the corporation, admittedly in pretty unspectacular fashion, but fair enough, I got it. Dude I was working with, old friend, double-crossed, would have liked to see some action here, but whatever. Then we are given a cutscene, and I'm sure it would have been much more effective if the characters and textures didn't keep popping in and out of existence when they weren't supposed to. So you know, I'm running this on a PC. I should clarify, it is a high-end gaming PC. I'm running on a 2070 Super, not one of the newer Nvidia cards, but it's still a pretty top-of-the-range machine. Then suddenly, it's 6 months later, and the game starts introducing me to a whole batch of other characters. Who's this? And this? And what are we doing about being booted from the company? What's going on? Game, did you forget that you'd just done a prologue and then start doing another one? You know, there's no better way to make a lousy first impression than attempt to make one twice. Anyway, we're going to move on to the combat and hacking. Oh, very much, yeah. We start with the gun tutorial, and I know this is becoming the refrain of this video, but it just leaves a terrible first impression. Controls are way oversensitive, enemies are extremely bullet spongy considering it's the tutorial, and overall it just wasn't fun. But you know what? That's actually fine. Didn't plan to use guns much, I want to be a katana-wielding hacking badass. Oh dear. So we get a hacking tutorial, it's poorly explained and the interface is totally unresponsive and generally it just doesn't feel good to use. Then we get the melee and weapons tutorial and holy crap, the first Witcher title had better combat than this. It's sluggish, the animations look awful, and who the hell puts crouch and dodge on the same button? Every time I tried to double tap and failed, I ended up looking like one of these bloody Russian dancers. Alright, combat isn't going to be my thing in the game, nor is hacking in a cyberpunk game, but fine, what we got left? Well, I'd heard the story was a little on the mess side, which is fine because it wasn't The Witcher 3, but the side missions are supposed to be really good. Plus, I'm all about cyberpunk stories being this biting political commentary and this exploration of transhumanism, which is a concept I'm really into. Let's see how they do. So my main mission at this point was to have my character go back to their apartment room and sleep. But as I got up to the apartment building, I was told, hey, this character wants to give you a gift. It's a side mission. Awesome stuff, I'll go and do that. The game actually explicitly says, you can go and do this whenever you like. And then I found out that the shutters that I could use to exit the apartment building were closed until I'd done the next step in the main mission. Schoolboy design error. Just tell me about the side mission when I can actually go and start doing them. After we'd sorted that out and I went and got me poorly unexplained gift, I found a gun store and it was rather satirically, scathingly called the Second Amendment. That's it, is it? That's the level of biting satire we're going to get from our Cyberpunk game, is it? That. You know what? Fine. Folks, we're getting to the final nail in the coffin here anyway. So, feeling disheartened while travelling back to the main mission from the side mission, the circa 1995 combat music started up and I was suddenly getting shot at by a totally random dude standing miles away on an overpass I'd never been on who was shooting at me for no particular reason. So, 2 hours. Your character creator flirting with transphobia. Your writing is schoolboyish. Your combat's terrible and I'm getting forced into combat with characters miles away I can't see for no particular reason. Folks, do I even need to go on? I mean, I'm actually asking in this case because I do have more. Sadly, I haven't found anyone willing to give me their footage to use, but go and look up how this game performs on PS4, seriously. I almost didn't buy this one to start off with because of the constant delays and the staff abuse and the levels of crunch that were going on, but my morals aside, was any of them worth it? That said, throughout all of this, there is one person I would like to apologise to. One person who I've never heard anyone say a single bad thing about in this entire process, or indeed in their entire career. Keanu Reeves. Sir, if the fates align and all of this princess's birthdays come at once and for some reason you do end up seeing this, I am so bummed I didn't get to come and do stuff with your really cool looking NPC. I would love to play a game where I just get to hang out with you. Hell, I'd just love to hang out with you full stop. You, sir, are breathtaking. So folks, I have nothing left to say, really. This video has somewhat thrown my recording schedule out of whack. Next week you'll probably be seeing about Warcraft if things still work out the way I think they're going to. Ultimately, I will see you all then. I am so sorry I didn't enjoy Cyberpunk. If you are, more power to you. I have been Chaotic Ayana. You are all beautiful. I will see you next week. Peace. I'm out.